Hope all been well. I missed y'all last Saturday. I didn't get to do that new episode of Hope. So today we actually finna get ready to do this new episode, which is Hope, Faith over Fear. So welcome to everybody to another episode of Faith over Fear. And this episode is called Hope. Okay. I think the week before we did was love, right? It was episode 3 was love, and that was a nice one. So we about to work on hope. So I'm gonna try to make every Saturday be the live for us. Excuse my background and different stuff like that. I'm trying to try something different too as well. Right now I'm doing a little remodeling in my home, but oh well. Let's get to the subject. So, faith over fear is a motivation, biblical, inspiring vlog to inspire people to get more in their word and to glorify the Father as well and to be inspired to be great. Right? So, if you ain't know, I am Tweezy, go to Child Tweez. And we're going to get ready to start working on this next episode. So, hope. What is hope? What is hope? So, what is hope, y'all? What is the meaning of hope? What is hope, right? So, we did love, right? We did fear, right? We did faith. So, we started off with faith. Then we started out with fear, and we found out that fear wasn't always bad. That's number one. Now we on hope. So what is hope? Can somebody tell me what hope means? I just seen somebody on the live just popped up on there. I'll get some more people to come on in. Chime on in, y'all. Come on in the live so we can speak. So on this episode of Faith Over Fear, we finna work on hope. I see Jessica. How you doing, Jessica? How you doing today? So this episode is episode 4. We are doing hope. So hope. So what is the meaning of hope? Can y'all explain that to me? What do you think that hope mean? Right? What do hope mean? What's up, y'all? How y'all doing today? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel, y'all. Come on in. Subscribe to Go Child Entertainment TV. Share the platform. So Faith Over Fear, I've been doing this for this is my 4th Saturday. Faith Over Fear, this is episode 4, hope. And we finna talk about hope. What do hope mean? What do hope mean, yeah? Can y'all give me an answer what hope mean? Somebody let me know what hope mean. What's up, Teresa? Alaki, Jessica. Can y'all give me the meaning of hope? What do y'all think hope mean? When you think you what? What is hope? Can do something. Okay, when you think you can do something. I like that, Jessica. That's what's up. When you think you can do something. So Jessica said, hope is when you think you can do something. That's part of it. You're right. Okay, so I'm finna get a definition and a meaning. So I'm gonna get a meaning of what it means and the standard, right, of definition. And then I'm gonna do a biblical breakdown too as well. So the non-part is a feeling of expectation and desires for certain things to happen, right? Just like she said, when you think you do things or do things that happen, right? So feeling an expectation and desire for certain things to happen. So that's part of hope. So the verb part of hope is a feeling of trust, right? So in order for us to do certain things, like when we feel confidence, we got to have what? We got to have hope, right? So we hoping like, man, we might make a plan, right? A lot of times we'll make a 5-year plan and say, okay, what are we doing in the next 5 years? What are we doing? Okay, I plan to go out of the country and, you know what I'm saying? I plan to get me a better career. I plan to start a business within the next 5 years, right? So we try to predict, but the main part of it is that we have hope that we're going to succeed in this business or this career or going to school or anything of that nature, right? So I want to go, I want to read something else. Okay, so it's four different parts of hope, right? So I want to say the number one hope is required of eternal purpose, right? So that's one. So we're gonna go to the book of Hebrews. Y'all know I gotta get spiritual. I always get spiritual, y'all. Y'all know I always get spiritual because I'm a biblical person and I love, getting in the book so we can be, in tune with the Most High. So we gonna go. It said number one, hope is required eternal purpose. Okay, so we're gonna go to Hebrews chapter 11, and we're gonna read 1. Said, now faith is the substance of things of hope, for the evidence of things not seen. Just like she was just saying, like Jessica said, when you think you can do something, which is a great answer. I like what you just said. Anybody else can give me an answer of what they think that hope mean? Anybody in here? What else do y'all think that hope mean? Can somebody give me an answer? What do y'all think? So that's number one. Said, so now you got to remember that the episode is faith over fears. So without faith, right, you don't have no hope. So they all add up together. So now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things that are not seen. For by this, right, the elders obtained good testimony. But by faith, we understand that the word were framed by the word of God, right? That things which are seen and were not made seen, with which things are visible. So that's what hope is, y'all. That's number one hope. So let's go. Let's see what's the second part of hope. So hope is based upon Yah's promise, right? On the Most High, Yah's promise, which they call God Elohim. So we're going to go to Romans chapter 8. I'm going to read Romans chapter 8. And it talks about what is hope too as well. Stay with me, y'all. Don't get distracted because we all need it. Even me. So Romans chapter 8, and we're going to go to verse 25. 8 and 25. 8 and 25. But if we hope for what we do not see, we earnestly wait for it. Preservations. Here we go. Preservations. Go back upstairs. Excuse me, huh? Go back upstairs. That's my dog. So, what is hope again? Number two, hope. What we say? Hope is based on Yah's promises, right? Romans 8 and 25. But if we hope for what we do not see, we urgently wait for it with preservation. Verse 26. Likewise, the Spirit also helps in our weakness, for we do not know what we should pray for as we ought to, but the Spirit himself makes intercession for us with groaning in which that cannot be uttered. So that's a part of the Most High's, right? So having hope and thinking of him and then believing. So what's the third part of hope? The third part of hope is built on faith, right? So in order to have hope, you got to have faith, right? So let's go to the book of Matthew. I want to read some out of the book of Matthew. I told y'all I like being spiritual. I like giving y'all these keys, these nuggets, these gold, these diamonds. Y'all need it. We need it. I need it. So let's continue to get fed. So the third part of hope is built on faith. Okay. Matthew chapter 7. Matthew chapter 7. Matthew chapter 7. Let me get back to that. I went past my page. Matthew chapter 7. And we're going to read verse 24. Therefore, whatever hears these saying of mine and does them like like unto him, a wise man will build his house on the rock. And the rain descended, and the flood came, and the winds blew and beat on the house, and it would not fall, for it was founded on the rock. But everyone who hears this saying of mine does not do them will be like a foolish man, house built on sand. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat the house down, and it fell in a great fall. So what are he saying right there, y'all? What is he explaining that? So basically, without the faith, not having the promises, believing on the Most High, on the rock, what would you be able to do? You won't have no faith. You won't have no preservation. You won't have no hope. So the fourth part of hope. What's the fourth part of hope? We're going to go to the fourth part of hope. Hope activates preservations. Let's go to Romans 5th chapter. Romans 5th chapter, 3rd verse. So it said, and not only that, but we also glory in tribulations, knowing that the tribulations precede preservation. In verse 4, and preservations is characters, and character in hope. Now, hope does not disappoint, because the love of Yah, which they call God, has been poured out in our hearts by the Holy Spirit, who was given unto us. So what is hope? Hope is preservation. That's the fourth part. So we know that faith can't work without hope, that hope can't work without faith, that love can't work without faith and without hope, and fear can't work without faith, without hope, without love. And what is the next one, y'all think, y'all? So we got faith, right? We got fear, right? We got love. Then we got hope. What you think is the next one I'm about to do next? So I'm going to leave it right there on that one. I'm going to read it one more time to y'all. Romans 5th chapter, 3rd verse. And not only that, but we also glory in tribulations, knowing that tribulations produce preservations, and preservation, character, and character in hope. Now, hope does not disappoint, because the love of Yah. So this is what hope is, y'all. Hope, right, is require eternal purpose, number one. Hope is based on the Most High Yah's promise. 3, hope is built on faith, which you can't take one from another. And hope activates preservation with building characteristics in an individual. So now we know that this is what hope is and what hope means. As people, what do you think that we have to be like, right? We have to be more like Christ, right? We have to have more hope and having faith, believing on him, believing on his son, believing on the word, because you can't do without it, right? One can't do without the other. So if we believe truly on him, and knowing that the Father is the number one factor of our faith, what should we be doing? Believe on him, have hope. Fear is the beginning of knowledge and wisdom, right? Having fear of him. And love oversees all things. But love is the number one key. So hope is the preservation. So let's activate that preservation by having faith and believing in the Father, and then staying true, right? And believing on his promises. And having a hope of faith. So that was the episode of Hope. I hope y'all loved it. I hope y'all like it. Make sure y'all share, subscribe to Go Child Entertainment TV. Share this platform, share my place. I'm always putting out new content every week. And that was the episode of Faith Over Fear, Hope. So if you ain't, go check out my other videos. Faith Over Fear, the first episode was Faith to Fear. Go check them out. Peace and love and blessings to my people. Y'all have a good one. Mm, 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 mm. Right now, I'm just sharing everything to all my platforms so people can get this word. Thank y'all for coming to another episode of Faith Over Fear. I appreciate y'all. Continue to share my platform, y'all.